Hello everyone, it's a Friday, it's before the weekend, and I know that so many of you will be making some barbecue, cooking up some chicken breasts, some fish, etc. on the weekend, whether it's at your cottage or at your home. I wanted to talk about a couple of the fibers, and I get this question quite often because a lot of people worry that when they're using their ENJO fibers, whether it be your all-purpose cloth, your scrubby, or your duo fiber, as well as your glove, they worry that when they're cooking chicken, if there's chicken that goes into their fiber, that it will then be a problem because they're worried about bacteria growth and things like that. And that's a great question, and I love answering this question, but I wanted to tell you that I have a couple little tricks and tips that would make it a huge benefit for everyone. So I'm going to go ahead now and explain to you why I have zero fear and no worry when I'm using my ENJO fiber technology, as well as when I'm making a fresh, organic chicken like this. So what I'm going to tell you is you have a couple things that you can do. One, I would not recommend that you get a cutting board. First of all, the cutting board is porous. If you used any product on that cutting board to clean that cutting board, you've trapped a lot of the food and things get trapped in the pores of that. So what I recommend is get yourself a beautiful dish like this. Because if you're putting your dish in the sink, and again, tip number 2, put it in the sink. Why is it on the counter? Why do you have a cutting board on the counter? Why is there a plate there? What you want to do is you want to prepare your chicken inside of the sink. But I'm going to go back now and show you how you don't need a platter. You can do it directly into your sink. If you have a stainless steel sink and you have this fiber technology, you will be 100% safe in knowing that your sink is cleaned out. So first you need to clean your sink. I put my chicken in my sink, I wash it, I prepare it, and I season it right into my sink, and then I put it into my pressure cooker. So I've got my pressure cooker already here, and it's beside me. I've got some onions, and I've got some cabbage greens and stuff, so I'm going to be seasoning it from there. So first and foremost, what you need to do is you need to use either your dual cloth, your dual glove, or your scrubby. You're going to start using cold water. You're going to keep your all-purpose cloth aside. You're going to take some cold water onto your fiber. You're going to put that on here just a little bit. You don't need too much. Depends on how dry your fiber is already. But I put water on here, and what I do is I just go into my sink and I clean out my sink, because I'm not sure who used the sink last, and all I know is my fiber technology cleans pore deep, grabs, traps, and holds all dirt that is on my surface. It is an amazing little tool to have. So this little scrubby, you can see that I don't have too much on here, but the reason why there's not much on here is because I wipe my sink down very regularly with my scrubby or my dual cloth. I then follow behind using my all-purpose cloth. My all-purpose cloth is more absorbing. So what I'm doing is taking away any of the water that's on there. I don't use dish soap. My only soap that I use is the orange blossom soap. So I'm going to pick up anything that's in my sink. So in here, you can see how it's wet, so it's got these long fibers. It grabs, traps all that is in here that is moisture. So this is my black sink. It is completely clean. There's nothing on here. There's a little bit of moisture, but that's okay. So what you're going to do then is you're going to take your chicken and put it on a plate. So I've got a plate. My chicken is on my plate right here, and it's in the bag still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken right out of the bag, and again, with cold water, I'm going to dispose of this bag. I usually actually rinse this out before I put it into the garbage because I don't want to leave any blood in here. So I'm going to take the water, cold water, rinse out that bag because I don't want worms to grow in my bag. Because again, you're worried about anything, you want to drain that blood out of that bag before you put it in the garbage. This is an amazing chicken from my friend Krista Hicks, and she has a organic farming farm there, and it's absolutely the best chicken. I love it. So this bag can then be disposed of now that it's been rinsed off. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is take some cold water. So you can see my beautiful chicken here. I usually buy about 4 or 6 of them at a time, keep them in my freezer so that they're ready to go. So you're going to rinse off the chicken with some cold water, and then you're going to, from there, be ready to be able to season it. So this is all you need to do. And if you have cleaned your sink and you've got your chicken on a plate like this, there should be zero worry, zero fear of any contamination on your fibers, because you are not touching your fibers where your chicken is being prepared. So I hope this helps. I love giving tips. If you have any other questions, please reach out. I'm going to now season my chicken right in here. I'm going to then take my chicken, put it directly into my pressure cooker here where I have all my things prepared. I keep it all at the sink. I like to keep everything organized and separated and prepared, everything hands ready. So I've got my seasoning beside me. I've got my bay leaves, my garlic. I'm going to stuff with a little bit of onion, or not onion, lemon in here, because it makes this really, really delicious when you put lemon in here. So season as you wish, place it in your pot, and then this plate is basically all you need to do for washing afterwards. So what I also like to do is I wash my plate afterwards using some orange blossom soap, and I rinse it first. And I use hot water. So then I can go behind, because this fiber is what I cleaned my sink with, as well as my scrubby. So I'm going to then wash this with the orange blossom soap to get my fiber perfectly clean. But nothing ever really touches my fibers when it comes to raw chicken. So there's zero fear. And I hope that helps and answers some of your questions. And if you didn't do this in the past and you always were worried, please test it out. Tell me what you think. And if you have any questions, reach out. I love helping. Have a great day. And this chicken should take 40 minutes.